Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, community. Appreciate being out there. Welcome to Stroke TV, Stroke of Genius podcast, Executive Experience. Jeff is running a little late this morning, but we'll be here, I'm told by Kira. So please, I'm going to take this time to intro how Jeff has impacted my life. So let's get into it.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
So a lot of you probably wonder, how in the world does a global business celebrity become friends with a stroke survivor like me? Well, there was a time when I first had my stroke. I would lay there, half paralyzed, hopeless, felt my life was over. And all I could do was think about how I was going to get my half paralyzed carcass into my wheelchair by my bed, roll up to the closet, up the ramp where I kept my 40 Smith & Wesson and was going to end my life. But as I was laying there in bed one day, I began to watch a man that was on YouTube named Jeffrey Hayzlett. He began to tell me that attitude is everything, that our attitude will shape our destiny, our future, and that you need to be relentless, that you need to think big and act bigger. And that's kind of what brought me here today, is where you see Stroke TV media today was because I thought big, acted bigger. I became relentless. There are many, and I'll tell you someday, there were many people that came against me when I first started Stroke TV. In fact, I was called toxic to stroke survivors. There, Jeff. There he is right now, everybody. Hold on. Here he comes. Hold on. Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Thank you for making it, brother. I appreciate it.
What's that?
Thank you for making it. I appreciate it.
Oh, you got it. I thought you said thank you for bacon. I'm going, hey, I'm not responsible for bacon. So
no, that's a speech deficit with stroke. I sound different.
But I just want to make sure I got the right image for you here. There we go.
What? We're live right now, bro.
Oh, good. Fantastic.
Yeah, I tried to start on time, and I felt you celebrity type coming late to make us normal people kind of panic. And you're used to being under the gun. And guess who is in the audience with us right now? I'll bring her up. Can you tell me if you can see her comment?
Who's that?
Can you see on the screen?
Oh, there's Charity. Hi, Charity. Yeah, I can see Charity. I got so many things on my screen, so it's very difficult sometimes for me to see everything.
Well, it's okay, bro. I appreciate it. But let me play. I really want to play that voiceover publicly during the show, and my son really wanted you to did it for you. So here's your voiceover. Here's your intro. Hold on.
Jeffrey Hayzlett is chairman and founder of the C-Suite Network, host at C-Suite Radio, C-Suite TV, and host of All Business with Jeffrey Hayzlett. Jeffrey is a Hall of Fame speaker, best-selling author, and global business celebrity.
Well, there it was. What do you think?
That's not bad. That's pretty good, man. He's got a voice for radio, and quite frankly, a face for it too. There you go.
Yeah, he does. He's we're all free eye candy. You can't help it. It's just the way it is.
That's a fact.
Well, really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me. And I was just telling people before you came, how did you and I met? And kind of the story behind that. So I'm building the space. We're telling people how we met. and how when I first had my stroke, how you were instrumental in pulling me out of the deep dark hole I was in.
Yeah.
But that's not why we're here. We're only here only for 30 minutes. And I believe it or not, I got some business questions to ask you.
Sure, fire away.
Yeah. So I want to know, what is the most common mistake that you see CEOs or business leaders leading today? What is the most common? If there is, put your finger on one or maybe two common mistakes.
Well, probably the first one I'd say, Aaron, is not moving fast enough, meaning we tend to wait. We have a gut decision. The gut decision says, hey, go do this, but then we let our heads talk us out of it. And in the end, it's usually that first intuition that really gives us. And really, we see that mostly around talent and people. You know, the one common thing in interviewing all these executives that I hear the most about is the talent management equations and all the things that go around it, what they have to do around talent. And so talent is a big part of that. So sometimes, you know, you see a lot of C-level executives not making moves fast enough, or especially when it comes to talent, they don't move on the talent, you know, and saying, hey, I need to move this person along, or hey, I need to move this person up or down, or even in the rewards of the people. And I was doing that just this morning. I was sending a letter to an employee that was long overdue in terms of telling them how valuable this person is to the organization and what we needed to do for this person. And you just get so wrapped up with other things. So that's one of the first things is in speed, you know, speed to action is one. The second thing I think that we make mistakes in is we think we know it all. And, you know, most executives I know are not the smartest people in the room, but their jobs are to be the most strategic. And that's what we say in the C-suite network all the time is my job is never to make it the smartest person. I can't do that. But what I can do is educate you, motivate you, inspire you. But and with that around strategy, and that is to help you be the most strategic person in the room. So a lot of times we go in with the thinking that we are the smartest. And so but we should be going in with a state of full awareness of, I don't know what I don't know. And if you do that, then you're open to greater possibilities and less limiting outcomes by doing that. And that's where I see some of the big mistakes that are made.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to back up a little bit because I'm going to go over those two questions. Because for me, as you know, I'm new at this. So I found myself, the reason the stroke TV media has been, I would say, going on a successful route is because I've listened to God's instinct. But once in a while, that little self-doubt creeps in and starts talking to me.
Yeah.
And start talking myself to move into action.
Yeah, you know, that happens, Aaron. You know, I was speaking to a group of celebrities at a major private event for some clients of some agents out in LA one time. And these were some big names. And so someone said, Jeff, you know, your attitude, your mood, the way you handle yourself is very self-assuring. And I said, well, I appreciate that. I am who I am. And then they said, well, what do you do about those little voices that come and start talking to you? And I said, what voices? And they said, you know what voices? Those little voices of doubt, the little voices. I said, I stopped listening to those a long time ago. Now, that I will tell you, they pop up all the time. They pop up for all of us, but you have to really learn over time to put those aside and be who you are and do what you can do. You know, let's be clear. And I tell everybody in business, you're going to fail. You know, we're going to fail. We're going to make mistakes. That key is to work through those as fast as possible. The key is to win fast, not fail fast. Okay. But to get to the win as much as possible, because failing sucks. So yeah, you're going to hear those voices from time to time. Those are going to come about. You're going to, they're going to creep up on you. But when they do, just drown them out. Drown them out with positive things. Drown them out with success. Drown them out with all the good things in your life and the things that are around you. And if you did most of that, you'd feel a lot better about it.
Yeah, it's funny, Jeff, because you made this huge impression. I Percy asked you a while ago, long time ago, many years ago, actually, Jeff, what do you do with all those horses that you can't do it, that you're not qualified? You said everybody has voices. Everybody battles those voices, but I just don't let them sit down for dinner.
Yeah. I just try to push them out as quick as possible, and they come up. I mean, let me be clear. I got some bad stuff happening all the time, just like everybody else. But I just do my best not to let that get to me. And I try, or the other thing is also have a few people around you that will help you with that too, Aaron. I think it's important to have positive people around you so that they can give you that reinforcement. So when they see you, look, I'm like a lot of execs, by the way, I don't know if most people know this, suffer from depression. There's a great number of CEOs that are real successful that suffer from depression. And depression is just part of society. It's part of everything we do. And I suffer from those things. And I don't take medication for it. I deal with it and cope with it in other ways. I probably should, but at least I know when I'm heading into my dark spots, and a little bit of my negativity and so forth. But luckily, I've got some people around me help pull me out of that, or better yet, they're like a cowboy. They kick me in the ass with a big pair of boots and get me moving. And so it's good to have those people around you as well. To help you, move through those, and we all get that way. We get cranky. I was on a call today with some team members and I went off on a rant about what are you doing, changing this and this and this and this. And then I realized, oh, that was their thing, not my thing. And so I had to apologize. I said, oh, I like to do, we have these Monday boards. We use Monday.com. And I thought somebody had been messing around on my board and they basically copied some stuff off my board for their board. And I thought that was my board. And so I was like, what are you doing? And so we have to do that. We're all human.
Yeah, I kind of picture, man, you're a bear, no doubt. And I will put a link to your sizzle reel. I don't know when you made that one. You're on stage, this sizzle reel about being bold and brash. And pretty much epitomizes who I picture you as being. But that thing we just talked about, you just said about surrounding yourself with the people. I myself have surrounded myself with the C-suite community. Your C-suite community. Bontrager, Rich Bontrager, and many others, Trisha, Ben, and it is vitally important, people, to surround yourself with those people that pick you up when you're down, or that may guide or lead you. So I can't thank you enough for creating that. What an inspiration that is.
Well, if I was just sitting here thinking, our lives and our businesses, our careers go much like a stock chart, up and down, up and down, up, and then down. We hit these troughs, and then you have to truly believe that your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. And I had to do that at Eastman. Like when I was the CMO of Eastman Kodak, I used to tell everybody, they said, Jeff, make us like we used to be. Well, I'm not like I used to be. Aaron, you're not like you used to be. We're all not like we're used to be. And I don't look like I look like when I was 28 years old. But here I am today. I'm better. That's what you have to think. You have to think of it like that you're in a better place, in a better mood than you were before. Because if you believe your best days are behind you, you've already lost. And you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, pure luck like this. Like driving a car, that when if you drive the car, look at little tiny rearview mirror and try to drive the car, you're gonna crash. But look out the front windshield life, be relentless, think big, act bigger. It's funny, I was talking to Steve the other day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I said, well, I'm kind of intimidated by you people. He didn't get bent, but he got pretty adamant about saying, now I would not think Jeff would want you to sit down. Jeff would want you to think big and act bigger. And I would say probably the most battle I got is that with insecurity of being, I got a few little points against me, but that insecurity is always making you feel insecure. So I
Right.
appreciate you and your community bring it back.
Yeah, well, but the whole, I mean, it's great. That's one of the cool things about a tribe or finding your people, and that's why it's important that we don't just find one or two. We find many of them, and we participate. That's what the C-suite network executive is about. It's very much like having that what I call the sequoia effect, where you walk into this great giant sequoia forest or redwood forest, and when you do, you're underneath this huge tree, and it's got this unbelievable canopy. And under the canopy is this lush ecosystem. Well, that's what the C-suite network's like. That's the way we should represent our lives. Is we should find those huge, giant trees that we can all, thrive under, because it's important for us to have that connection with each other and a holistic approach. And so that's really, truly what I believe and how we do it. And some days, some of us are the trees, and some days, some of us are the shrubs, living inside of that thing, or smaller trees under the big tree, either way. But, that's really what life's about, and that's what families are about. So why shouldn't it be the same thing for business?
Wow. That's what makes C-suite a cut above the rest. Really, for me, and it's really amazing. So how do people, put the C-suite network website in the ticker down below?
Yep.
But tell me what the value of the C-suite network is to the businessman.
Well, thanks. That's a great question. And I'll always love to tell it. We're a trusted community where people can take their content, that is their knowledge, their IP, and their services and products, and basically be able to take that and be able to share that out to others in terms of growing their knowledge, their lives, and their businesses. That's what we're all about. And so we have lots of ways to be able to do that in the community, either in terms of platforms or networking that you can do to be able to participate. And that's what the C-suite network is all about. It's a chance for us all to come together to learn, to share, to cheer. As we're filming this tonight will be, as we're filming this right now, tonight, we will have our 100th celebration of our Celebrates, which is our event that we started 2 years ago when COVID hit, and a place for us to come together. You used to be able, when work was over, you'd travel to the local pub. I'd go to Scallywags in New York City on 38th and 8th, and I would meet friends there. And what would we do? Well, we'd get together and we'd high five each other, pat each other on the back for a great week. Or, quite frankly, the week sucked, so we got a big hug, and then we'd go on for our weekend and then retool and get ready and do it again. Well, we decided when COVID hit, we needed some kind of event like that. And so that's what we put together, and that's what Celebrates became. Now over 100 of these events that we've done week after week after week. And it's just fabulous to be able to see, and we're not going to stop. So, it's a place for everybody to get together and to be with their peers, VPs or above, and to come together to, again, share, to learn, to cheer, for a little chance of education. That's what we provide. We provide some education, some motivation, some inspiration, and a chance at monetization. But you got to get in the game. You got to get engaged. You have to show up. If you want to win the lottery, Aaron, this, you got to buy a ticket. You got to buy a ticket. You can't just pray and pray and pray and hope you're going to win the lottery if you haven't bought a ticket. You at least have to buy a ticket, So that's one of the things that we say. So come and be a part of it. There's my email there. I'd love to have people come and just say, hey, you want to come? We'll just come. And you get to come for free. You're free the first time, maybe the second time, but the third time I'm going to ask you to bring a hot dish. You got to sign up.
Yeah, your ecosystem, be surrounded with sport. I mean, I am speaking for me. I am talking to any executive out there that's alone or feeling depressed or going through hard times. Come over to the C-suite network. I'm telling you, you will not regret it, because it has been a life changer for me. So I appreciate that, Jeff.
You bet. Well, and everybody fits in. Everybody's got a role. Everybody's got a place. And if you're not feeling good about stuff, then by the time you get done, you'll feel better. I'll guarantee you that. I mean, it's just a great place to come and connect. And then if you want answers, you need help, you need assistance, you need somebody to give you counsel, not advice. Advice is full of a bunch of bullshit. Advice is just something that somebody gives you when they haven't done it. We give counsel. These are executives who have done this time and time again, and we get together on a regular basis, and we have these masterminds, or what we call C-suite network council meetings, peer-to-peer organizations that we have inside the C-suite, all kinds of different domains in terms of disciplines, and we get together on a regular basis, and we share. It's a mastermind, so we work together on increasing and moving our personal knowledge, our business, our professional lives, our families, and everything that we have, and we move them to add a lot more zeros to them in terms of what we want to get done in terms of scale, because we can, and two, because we've got other great experts and other great leaders who have done this time and time again.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Linda Fisk.
Oh, yeah.
Went to a leadership global, and I went one time, and I'm going, oh man, I just realized leadership. I left. This time I stayed. It was the best presentation I have
The
seen.
key word is her, right? In that one, yeah. But that was mostly for women. Yeah, exactly. I think it's all women. I don't know. They might have some men in there. I don't know. I've never been. I haven't. It's one of our groups, but they haven't invited me to come and show up yet.
More men are coming to them, and I apologize to Linda Fisk, but for not remembering who the speaker was. But it was amazing, Jeff. I'm telling you, it was amazing. The guy was exceptional. But I wanted to ask you one more question. What would you say is two of the top components of success as a leader? What do you need? What attributes do you need to have in you?
I think first of all, I think you have to have a good sense of values, in terms of what are your values, to understand the things that you're going to represent and stand for. And I think that's one of the most important things that business leaders have to really put forward, is to say, no, this is what we stand for. This is who we are, and what we will do and not do. So it's kind of like your true North Star, that North Star that you're always looking for into the sky and knowing your way. And I think that's important for you to be able to have. And the other piece of it is, I think you have to have empathy and empathy in terms of understanding and have feelings for others. Not everybody has a great day. Not everybody has not everybody's on their best behavior. Not everybody's doing everything they should be doing the way they should be doing it. And there's usually some reason around it. So as a leader, we have to really, truly put people above profit. And so, but that doesn't mean we're not focused on profit. Trust me, I'm focused on profit every minute of the day. But I also know that I want to have great people, and I want to take care of people. And, during COVID, we didn't lay anybody off. We should have, without question. We should have done that. But it cost us a great deal to not do that. But that's just saying that's our values. That's what we represent, what we went through. So I think some of those are the key things that you have to have in terms of being a great leader, and and just and then I think probably the last piece is you're always walking the talk, and when you screw up, and by the way, I'm gonna have bad, like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna have bad days. I'm gonna be bitchy. I'm gonna be moany. I'm gonna be crabby. Those little voices wouldn't get out of my head right away. So they're still there. And so, every once in a while it's going to come forward. And so when that does, you got, give me the same grace I give you,
Yeah, right on. Just a minute, I just realized you said you've only created the C-suite network 2 years ago.
Well, a few years ago. We have different aspects. It's been around for about 6 years. But we have done different things with it over the years. Yeah.
What you call pivot?
Well, pivots or changes or course corrections, everything else. Because, you don't get into a car and lock in the steering wheel when you go on a drive, right? You got to make adjustments. You got to press the gas. You got to hit the brakes. You got to turn around. You're going to get confused parallel parking, right? Whatever. You're going to get lost, right? And sometimes you're going to speed and go too fast, and you're going to get a ticket. Okay. So all those things occur when you're doing the business. So you might say they're pivots. I'm just saying those are just course corrections along the way. It's a trip. You're taking a trip. And I don't know, many times I've decided to go from point A to point B. And then I said, nope, I want to go over here to A2. And then I want to go over here to B. And then I want to go to C. And then I want to go to D. And then I'm eventually going to get, where I want to go. But I don't always go where I'm going to go. And so, and I think that's what it way in business. You have a general idea that you're going to have a trip and you're going to go from A to B, but you never go from A to B. You do a lot of things along the way.
That point, I love that analogy of driving. It's so true. But we're down, believe it or not, of course, we're down the last few minutes of the show.
Oh.
But how do people get hold of you?
Right there. There's I put my email. I always put my email in there, or you can give me a call, but that's my email. And if you can email me, I'll respond back to you. You can reach out to us. You can come to c-suitenetwork.com. It's right there, c-suitenetwork.com. Come to events or click on us for more information, whatever you like. Come join us. Everybody starts as an executive leader, as executive subscription, if you want to say. So a subscription to belong to the community and be a part of it. And then you can choose to add services. You can choose to add other pieces of subscriptions for more participation, depending on the level that you want. You can go from a little bitty appetizer to all you can eat. And it's a great way to be able to participate.
Yeah, I can encourage everybody out there enough. If you're watching this, check out the csuitenetwork.com. If you're a business person, it'll be life-changing for you. The content, Jeff is always saying content is king. I'm telling you, he compares it to a smorgasbord, get together, you have every type of food you need. Right,
it's all there. Everything. If you want Italian, it's there. If you want French, it's there. If you want English food, Indian food, Mexican food, it's all the flavors are right there. And I think that, which is kind of a unique way to be able to say it. And you can come and participate in any which way you say. You mentioned that I said content's king, activation is queen, but context is the kingdom. You have to be a media company these days. Look at you. You're a media company. You've got your own TV show. You got your own podcast show now. That's what we have to do to get this message out. And so regardless of what type of executive you are, what you're doing, your business needs to be a media company. And that's the primary thing that we do at C-Suite Network is help you make that transition. COVID didn't cause it, but it certainly accelerated. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became years. And we've accelerated that. So we'll help you make that transition in this new digital world.
That is true. It's helped me. When I first met Jeff, I had nothing. I didn't build anything pretty much. But now, like where I'm at, I can't believe it, bro. Sometimes I want to say pinch me because I can't believe what's happening to me.
Yeah, and then we get to, again, celebrate like we're doing our 100th or come to one of our Scotch events or digital discussion. This week we had Dave Anderson, the founder of Famous Dave's. Now he's doing a pizza franchise, former undersecretary of the Department of the Interior for Indian Affairs. He, of course, is a Native American and he had some great experience and some great leadership and served under President George W. Bush, which is amazing to see him do that. And boy, he was an inspiration. I asked him one question and 30 minutes later he stopped.
Yeah, no, I attended that interview, but he was amazing, man.
He was. My producer said, Jeff, you were great when he let you ask a question. I thought
That's so, but he wasn't just film on space. He has such meaty content. He had such meaty things to say. I was just amazed.
He reminded me a great deal of Mark Victor Hansen, who's a good friend of mine who did Chicken Soup for the Soul with Jack Canfield. And Dave's responses, is we get on about 10 minutes before we do those things and go live and do the taping for the show. And we have a great conversation ahead of time. Sometimes that I should tape that section because that section's usually pretty interesting and insightful. And we had a great time just catching up. I hadn't seen him for at least, I think 30 years was the last time I had seen him when he opened up a famous Dave's in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
He is some Native American. He is a Native.
He's Choctaw.
American.
His father was Choctaw. His mother was Lakota from up in Wisconsin, a Lakota brand, maybe a Ojibwe. I can't. Some of the nations kind of confuse me sometimes, even though I'm pretty knowledgeable in that area. But yeah, he talked about some of that family being from Oklahoma and Wisconsin. Of course, they lived and grew up. He did in Chicago and then moved to Minneapolis, and they were in Wisconsin for a great deal of time where he first got started with his business, and now of course, I mean, he's worldwide.
Yeah, pretty amazing. So we're down the end of the show, but I want to encourage you. Why don't you give everybody once again, what's happening tonight, what time, and how can they participate?
If you want to come to Celebrates today, you happen to be around, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Just go to csuitenetwork.com, c-suitenetwork.com. Click on events and click on the Celebrates tab and come and join us anytime or any event that we have. You're welcome to come and join us, check us out, and see what the C-Suite's all about. C-Suite's open to everyone who's a VP or higher, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah, and it's a special. It's a 100th show anniversary. So
I wish it's the 100th year. I can't wait. Then I would still be alive. That would be great.
I saw it. That was a joke, man. Bro. Sorry about that. But I encourage everybody to come be our guest, be Jeff Knight guest. Come to C-Suite Celebrates tonight. What time was that? What time did you
5 p.m. Eastern time. 5 p.m. Eastern.
All right. So come on, Jeff. Thank you so much for being with me, and thank you, bro.
My pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Set me on.